But what about the struggle and the trials and tribulations that we're going to go through that we had nothing to do with? It has nothing to do with my decisions. Okay, beloved, those trials and tribulations, those were meant to build you, to shape you and create you into a brand new character, having brand new hope, so you can go out there and fulfill the calling of God. That's totally different from the trials and the tribulations that we call on ourselves based upon our lack of obedience. Where in my life am I simply just being rebellious? There's a way that seems right unto man, but it's destruction. Here we are, grand and rising. Grand rising. Grand rising. Here we are, grand and rising on this fervent Friyay rising. Beloved, on today, I want to give you a just very simple, clear-cut message or word. Some of you already know this. Some of you only need a reminder. Some of you really need to dive deep into this understanding. And it's so simple. And this simple message goes a little bit like this. Obedience equals prosperity, period. Disobedience equals struggle, turmoil, separation from God. As I was in study this rising, God had me in Second Chronicles chapter 7 and 8, and he pretty much like showed me how simple he makes this thing for us. We always want to make God and his precepts and his statutes and his commandments, we often want to make all of those things of God so complex, so complicated, and we always want to put our own mind, our own flesh, our own desires ahead of that. And then we want God to justify what we want to do. We want God to justify our thoughts, feelings, emotions, desires, and everything. But beloved, it just doesn't work that way. And a lot of times we're wondering like, well, why I'm going through this? Why am I going through this? Granted, we are all going to have to go through and experience pain and suffering in these types of ways. We're going to have to, it just is what it is. But the scripture tells us in Second Chronicles chapter 8 that pretty much if you keep my commands, if you keep my statutes, you will prosper. If you don't, you will face this evil. You will face this trouble. Could it be that some trouble that you go through in life is simply because of your disobedience, simply because of your rebellion to God, simply because of you lacking knowledge to adhere to what God told you to do, the instruction he's given you? And yeah, I can hear some of you saying, well, what about the struggle and the trials and tribulations that we're going to go through that we had nothing to do with? It has nothing to do with my decisions. Okay, beloveds, those trials and tribulations, those were meant to build you. Those were meant to shape you and create you into a brand new character, into having brand new hope, to build you up so you can go out there and fulfill the calling of God. That's totally different from the trials and the tribulations that we call on ourselves, the evil that we call on ourselves based upon our lack of obedience. So on today, I want you to fervently seek God, and I want you to fervently ask God in prayer, where in my life am I deliberately just disobeying you? Where in my life am I simply just being rebellious to your word, to your instruction, to your precept, to your commandments? Where in my life, Father, show me? Because let me tell you something. I have learned that sometimes we think that a specific area in our life is great because we're doing good and it seems good and it seems right. The Bible tells us that there's a way that seems right unto man, but it's destruction. So, beloved, don't be so high on your horse. Don't be so cocky that you think just because you see it to be fit good is good to the eyes of the Lord. Sometimes what God needs you to do for the call he has on your life may look contrary to what you want to do or what you think is right. So I challenge you guys to fervently go to God and ask him to reveal the places that you are being rebellious and disobedient. Because, beloved, I'm sure that you have a true desire to prosper in this life. And God has a desire for us to prosper in his life. And in order to prosper, we got to be obedient. Point blank, simple, period. So I love you guys. Take this to the Lord and let him reveal all that he needs to. I'll see you guys on next Monday's Rising.